You know, and I'm like, you're for peace, right? And some of the people on that side are like hesitating to answer. I'm like, you mean you're really for peace first, right? Okay, no, we can't roll like that. So I don't even need to hear anything else. The first response to me is, this is where you I say we're for peace, right? This is where you are wrong. No, 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 no. You're Ray Epstein me right now. This, no, 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 no. I didn't, no, 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 no. That's not the right answer.
Middle MAGA.
There is this article that came out that I want to talk about. Headline is Dozens of U.S. Soldiers Want to Overthrow Government. And we've seen actually headlines like this from American outlets. They don't frame the headline like that. They frame it more as American extremists or whatever in the military, whatever. And this is an important discussion to have. An annual report on extremism in the American military has revealed a rise in suspected cases. Extremism in the ranks remains a troubling trend for the U.S. military, as evidenced by the fact that 78 service members were suspected of being advocates for the overthrow of their own government, an annual Pentagon report has revealed. So even though this is through, I should have went straight. I usually go straight to the report. I didn't even pull that up. So let me go straight to the report so we can be separate from RT. So that didn't even look like RT is relevant. Basically, this is the report here. This is my first time looking at it, actually. I usually will put this through ChatGPT because, as you can see, there's about 40 pages here, and then it'll help me narrow down which pages I want to read. But here's the different pages from this report. So these are the receipts from the report. I'll have to find the exact verbiage in there that was used. RT used the verbiage that it was overthrowing the government. And this report is called the annual report. This is pursuant to fiscal year 2021. Are they 2 years behind? So this is the section where there's a table and it says advocating for or engaging in. This is directly from defense.gov. So this is not even RT anymore, just to be clear. Advocating for, engaging in, or supporting the overthrow of the U.S. government. Just so before we go any further, that is not my position, has never been my position. My position is not to overthrow any government. That is an asinine position. And we'll go back to this. Advocating for, engaging in, or supporting the overthrow of the U.S. government, or seeking to alter the form of the U.S. government by unconstitutional or other unlawful means. Very interesting wording, because blue states, and that includes Georgia, so don't think blue is not Republican. It's basically every state. But blue states have teamed up with private corporations and the federal government in an unconstitutional manner to secede from the union, to not tell anybody else, and to drag us along. So it's interesting that that's not a problem, but you look at it here, it is a problem. And I'm not down with either side of this unconstitutional act. But the number of people, 56 Department of the Army. So it broke it down to Air Force, Space Force, and all that. And that's really what the mandate to me about the vaccine was in the military, to kind of help them weed out those people. Because if we tell you to take a needle and you don't, you might not be in that overthrow government, but anybody in that overthrow government group probably wouldn't take the needle and would leave, or they'd be more likely to. So it's not going to be 100% weeding everybody out. Like a sieve isn't 100%, but it would act like a sieve to catch the people that they don't want in the government. And I have to reiterate, if anybody out here is not calling for peace, they are problematic. And that's why I said, when I said from the river to the sea, decolonization, it's not about whether I agree with these terms or not. The government cannot, or any corporation, no one can tell somebody what they mean by a phrase. How did they determine that that's what those people wanted in the military? Did they find I don't know this, I'm just speculating. Did they find a 1776 meme or banner in their possession and then extrapolate that that's what they meant? They very well could have, unless it's overtly something. And really, that should be, I don't even understand. If you have information on somebody who's overtly doing that, I mean, to me, that is call for treason or some type of charges. That's completely separate from the idea of secession. And the idea of secession is not, I'm not overthrowing anything. You go do whatever type of warped expression you believe of the Declaration of Independence and Constitution, you keep that going. I don't want anything to do with you. But I have the God-given ability to say we're getting a divorce, and I'm going to do my own interpretation. That is not overthrowing anybody. That is not an act of violence. That has nothing to do with revolution. What happens with revolution is if you think that you are my God and I can't do that, then I have to defend myself. That's a whole different position than I want to overthrow the government. If you're talking about overthrowing the government, you are no ally of mine. You are a danger to me, in fact. And this is going to be very important. And me and Noah are talking about doing another Marxist versus MAGA. And I was very soft, and probably it was just our first discussion. I was very soft on talking about the part about Marxism where, in my opinion, people can say different things. They support violence by any means necessary. It's the reason why I'm arm's length away from Malcolm X, pre-Mecca especially. A lot of great comments, said a lot of smart things, brilliant guy, would debate bro, would debate anybody, anywhere, anytime, on anything, but was pro-violence. And that's absolutely out. I'm absolutely out. And this is Noah, this is the Twitter account of the guy. We're cool. There's no beef with Noah, but this is going to show you we've got to discuss a little bit further here. And in reply to this is the article that I just told you. It's really just an article based on that Inspector General, Department of Defense. Noah says, one of the many reasons we say this is a revolutionary era we are entering. It is up to us to organize ourselves into forces capable of saving this society before its ruling class destroys it. And I don't think Noah crosses the line anywhere in this comment. I'm going to continue reading in a second, but I still need clarification. Gone are the days when comfortable middle-class leftists can condemn everyone they think is not as enlightened as they are as evil. We are in an era of necessity now, and all working class people have legitimate struggles, concerns, and problems. If you can't convince them, then the fault lies with you, not them. And I agree with everything he said there, but I just want to make sure, let's not dance around this. Let's talk about what that really means. Because to me, it's a little bit vague and dancing around. Very similar to the Patriot Front. On the channel, it's still up, I believe. I read the manifesto of the Patriot Front. And I was like, there's a lot of stuff in here I actually agree with, but I need to see a clear, overt call for this to be done peacefully. And that's what I'm going to need to hear that, because otherwise we can still talk. Don't get me wrong. I'll talk with anybody, anywhere, I'll talk to a KKK member, or I don't care who. I'll talk to Nicole Hannah Jones or Ibram X. Kendi or who. I don't care. I'll talk to anybody. I'm here to learn and exchange ideas, but we're not allies. That's for sure. If violence is there, and I'll show you just an example. And this is not from Noah, but I replied. I said we have to be very clear. This should be non-violent. And under his comment, so that I'm curious to see how many people see it, how many likes. There might be people who follow me, but I said let's be very clear. I haven't read up on that article. I've read up on it a little bit more, but they did not. This is the same thing I talked about with Ireland. They did not take over our country in a violent manner. You can't use that as an excuse. The revolution cannot be violent in return, and that's very important. If you take over the country in a violent manner, then defense is a whole defense. I have a right to defend myself, but that's not what's happened. So this person replied that I was wrong. That's a red flag. Fed.
I'm going to put it out there. I'm probably going to go to jail for it, okay? Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? No! Peacefully. Fed.
So all I said was, let's be clear about nonviolence. That's all I basically said. So somebody's coming underneath me saying that's where you are wrong. Whoa. Whoa. I didn't even talk about, I agree with everything Noah said in his tweet. I just added on top of that, almost like that meme from Star Wars where they're on the ground with Anakin and what's her name? I forgot her name, the princess or whatever. And she's like, I forgot what the actual scene was, but and I'm like, you're for peace, right? And some of the people on that side are like hesitating to answer. I'm like, you mean you're really for peace first, right? Okay, no, we can't roll like that. So I don't even need to hear anything else. The first response to me is, this is where you're, I say we're for peace, right? This is where you are wrong. No. You're Ray Epstein me right now. No. I didn't, no. That's not the right answer. And that goes for anybody in the chat as well. And I think everybody, I haven't even seen anybody in the channel that disagrees. If you want to disagree, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But we just won't be, we're just not allies, that's for sure. I'm still shocked by that. I said, we're for peace, right? The reply is, this is where you're wrong. Wait, what? They didn't do it violently to their own citizens, but they did it to other citizens in other countries. What does that have to do with my country? That's what I'm worried about. So you're trying to convey the violence. We're responsible for that violence to the other countries. Those are our politicians that did it. So don't use that as your excuse to be like, this is, no, that's not a defense stance. And secondly, they're so powerful now, you try peaceful means, nothing will happen. See, that's, I did a very, kind of soft response, but that's, no, you can't roll with that. That's going to get you locked up.
Go. Police!
That's going to get you in a bad spot. That's not going to accomplish anything. And it's very easy to find a Fed if you want to find a Fed. The violence thing is probably one of the easiest ways that you can shine a black light and see all the spills. And you're like, ooh, I don't want to mess with you.
Middle MAGA.